In the young adult novel, The Porcupine of Truth, 2015, Bill Konigsberg employs a straightforward first-person narrative intertwined with the timeless structure of a road novel, delving into themes of identity, family, and faith. 17-year-old Carson Smith finds himself at the zoo in Billings, Montana, bewildered by the realization that less than a day ago, he was enjoying a hot dog in Manhattan. Carson's mother has brought him to Billings, depositing him at the zoo, despite it being the last place he would have chosen to be. Their journey to Billings is in pursuit of a reunion with his estranged father, a man Carson hasn't seen in 14 years, and who is now terminally ill. At the zoo, Carson encounters a captivating young woman named Aisha, who works at the zoo's gift shop. Their initial exchange is filled with playful banter, and Aisha generously offers to give Carson a tour, an offer he gladly accepts. As they converse while wandering through the mostly deserted zoo, Carson soon learns that Aisha isn't actually employed there. To his surprise, she confides in him that she sometimes sleeps at the zoo, but her reasons remain a mystery. Carson musters the courage to request her phone number, with the intention of asking her out on a date. However, his expectations are dampened when Aisha suggests he give her his number instead, assuring him that she will call. Carson interprets this as a polite rejection, convinced that she will never follow through with the call. His mother later drives him to his father's residence, cautioning him that his father's health has deteriorated significantly. Upon seeing his father's frail appearance, Carson is not only shocked but also resentful, particularly when his father commends his mother's parenting efforts, even though his father had been conspicuously absent from their lives. It becomes apparent that Carson's father has been a lifelong alcoholic, and he now faces only a few months to live due to cirrhosis-related liver failure. Understanding the parallels between his father's behavior and that of his late grandfather, Russ, who had also been an alcoholic and had abandoned his father when he was a child, somewhat mitigates Carson's anger. Carson reunites with Aisha, and she confides in him about her dire situation. Her devoutly religious father has disowned her due to her homosexuality and intends to send her to a religious conversion therapy program aimed at curing her sexual orientation. Since then, she has been seeking refuge at the zoo. Although Carson initially had romantic feelings for Aisha and was physically attracted to her, he is deeply moved by her predicament. Out of empathy and concern, he extends an invitation to her, offering her a place to live with his family at his father's home. Carson explains the family dynamics, which involve his parents' divorce and his father's deteriorating health. Grateful for the opportunity to have a stable home, Aisha accepts his offer and strives to be helpful. Together, Carson and Aisha venture into the basement, where the effects of a previous flood have damaged most of his father's possessions. They embark on the task of sorting through boxes filled with his father's photographs and other keepsakes. However, as they delve into these mementos, Carson starts to suspect that he hasn't been fully informed about his grandfather's story. To his astonishment, their exploration suggests that Russ, his grandfather, may still be alive. Motivated by the desire to do something meaningful for his father, who carries regrets about his own relationship with Russ, Carson and Aisha decide to follow the trail of clues, embarking on a road trip in search of Russ. On the morning of their departure, they discreetly leave at 5 a.m. in an attempt to avoid questions. However, they are discovered by Carson's mother, who initially expresses anger and contemplation of stopping them. Eventually, she has a change of heart, realizing that the journey might offer them a chance to clear their minds. She grants them permission to go, believing they will return within a day. Having knowledge of the route that Russ took when he left his family years ago, Carson and Aisha faithfully follow it. This path leads them to encounter and stay with the same individuals who had crossed Russ's path decades earlier. As they traverse through the states of Wyoming, Utah, and California, following in Russ's footsteps, Carson and Aisha engage in profound discussions about God and faith. They exchange thoughts on these topics, both among themselves and with individuals of various religious backgrounds they encounter along the way. During their journey, they create their own concept of a deity, which they call the Porcupine of Truth, as a way to emphasize that all gods are constructs of human imagination. Their quest eventually leads them to San Francisco, where they embark on a search for a man named Turk, whose name surfaces in some of the items they discovered in the basement boxes. Upon locating Turk, They discover that he is an elderly gentleman who discloses a significant revelation: he was Russ's homosexual partner. Turk shares the somber truth that Russ had contracted AIDS during the 1980s and ultimately succumbed to the disease. Upon hearing this emotionally charged news, Carson undergoes a profound and heartfelt reaction. With Turk now accompanying them, they return to Billings, where Turk has the opportunity to meet Carson's father. This experience leads Carson to realize the extent of his good fortune. He has succeeded in constructing his own chosen family, reconnecting with his father, finding a sister-like figure in Aisha, and now gaining a grandfatherly presence in the form of Turk. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.